What's up, everybody? Welcome to UWO, or Unpopular Wrestling Opinions, the show where I take over Twitter, comb through your hot takes on pro wrestling, read it off to a collection of panelists. They will debate between each other whether you got any merit on that hot take or if your opinion's trash and you should feel bad. I'm your host from the Smack Draw podcast, Kyle Tyson. Joining me tonight, a group of panelists that I was threatened. Like, I've never experienced online threats before, that if I didn't get this show together, I'd have to be worried. So here you guys are. I've got RN joining me from our show, of course. And then I've got Riq and TC from Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. What's up, everyone?
Hey, great value hurt business.
Yeah, great value hurt business. Goodness gracious, man. Oh, man. So how y'all doing tonight?
Good, ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get into these opinions, man, because a lot of people got some really bad opinions on pretty much everything, and I see it on a daily basis. So I'm ready to dissect some of these.
All right. Really quick, before we get into the show, I'll let everyone kind of get a shameless little plug in here. If you guys want to let us know what you got going on and where people can find you, now's the time to do it.
Go ahead, fellas.
Y'all go ahead.
Riq.
So definitely. You can find me at Riq Havoc on Twitter, at Riq Havoc 24 on Twitter and Instagram. Also, I will be shooting an episode of the Havoc Hour once we are done here. So go check that out as well on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast.
Yeah, man, and I am TC Fontaine. I'm the host, one of the hosts, one of three hosts of the Young Kings Wrestling Podcast with my guy Riq Havoc over here. Is my other co-host Malik. Shows up when he wants to. He's a bit. Yeah, he's a Brock Lesnar of Young Kings Wrestling. But he puts in work though. But go ahead, check us out everywhere besides Instagram, because Instagram wants to be, they want to be, try to hold us down out here. We're trying to build us up and suspend our page, so we had to make a new one. Has a new name, different from everything else. That bothers me, but I won't get into that. YK Wrestling _ for Instagram. Everywhere else at YK Wrestling. Check us out, Young Kings Wrestling Podcast. Just go to ykwrestling.com. Links to everything are there. Links to the merch is there. Everything you need is there. Check us out.
Yeah, you guys got some hot merch right now. I'll actually drop a link for it in the description if you guys give me a link after the show. RN, how's your kennel business going, man?
Fire. We actually we went to a dog show this weekend, and my Instagram went up like 175 new ads and shit just from that one show. So like it's jumping. You can catch us Route 4 Kennels on IG, AR894 on IG, Mr.8984 on Twitter, Mean Jellybean Memes, Mean Jellybean Productions. You know what it is.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I have a cameo. My wife over here is a lush. Here you go. Here's a bottle.
Fireball. Love it.
She says unpopular opinion, Raw sucks. I don't know if that's unpopular, Jess.
Yeah, that's...
It's been kind of better recently, but it's still bad.
So
not a hot take.
If you guys are new to the show, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off these guys 15 tweets of hot takes, and they'll debate once again whether or not that your outlandish take actually has some merit, some ground to stand on, or if it truly is an unpopular opinion, and then we're going to yeet it off the show. Without further ado, the first tweet coming in from at AJ_Harrison. He says, Roman Reigns, bruh, you need to stop putting lovey-dovey things up. You're supposed to be heel, or are you awful at that too? I think he's pertaining to Roman's Twitter game, him being an absolute sweetheart online.
That was just stupid. I'm sorry. Like,
it's stupid.
So the man can't be a real human being when he's not on TV. I'm sorry. Like, what's the problem with that?
Like, and also a lot of wrestlers they're in character sometimes on their Twitter. Like they'll respond to people in character. They'll promote the upcoming shows in character. Well, it's still, it's a great area now.
Right.
It's dumb as hell. Like you don't have to be your character on social media 24/7. Like let them have some
Not to
humanity.
mention too, this guy is technically the face of the company. So do you
Right.
want him to be an asshole to you on social media as well as on TV?
I mean, he's going to anyway. But
My thing is like everybody just wants to hate on Roman. Like I used to be one of those people until this run right here. To be honest with you, so like he's never going to be able to please anybody. That's just the brass fucking tacks of it. Terrible opinion.
Terrible opinion. All right. It's unanimous at AJ_Harrison. Yeah, your tweet is trash. Yo, so Chad just told me, RN, do I have your nameplate wrong, man? Chad just told me I've got RN wrong. Don't tell me I got it up there wrong.
Mr. 8985.
It's 8984, right? God damn, dude, we've had that nameplate for months.
Never watched. I never watched it. I never been in the chat or anything. Never even think about.
Well, damn, I'll fix it for next time. Thank you, Katie.
And nobody was gonna point it out before now.
No one
Katie's
ever
the
pointed
realist.
it out.
Bro,
Damn,
I listen to our shit on Spotify and stuff. I never actually like watch any of the videos.
on
Never even
YouTube.
thought
Well,
about
there you go. Well, let me fix that. Watch your follower count go up. All right, tweet number 2 from Rotten Germ 77. He says,
This is gonna be good.
if all the people ringside hate I Am Jericho, then why does everyone sing along to a shitty entrance music every time he comes out? It's such a horrible song.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate that motherfucker, but Judas is fucking fire, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
All right.
And the one from Revolution with the choir and shit, me and my girls watch that shit. That's on our video playlist, bro. The one from fucking Revolution, bro. He's a shitty person, but he got a dope ass song.
Right.
All right, I agree with half of that opinion. Okay. Judas is not shitty. I don't agree with that part, but the main meat of that opinion is I agree. It's a lot of wrestlers that don't mess with the inner circle, don't mess with Jericho. Why are they singing along? And it's obviously forced as well. I don't think it's natural. I think it's something they should maybe deviate from.
The reason why I don't think it's forced because everybody knows the fucking words to it. That ain't forced if you know
Exactly.
like they know the entire song.
I think it's when I say forced, I want to say it's forced for them to just really just wild out and sing it the same way.
The roster,
a crowd,
the roster that are singing
the
it.
roster.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
the limited fans in attendance, they fans. They do whatever the hell they want. They paying fans. But for the roster to do it, I feel like there's some direction from somebody in the back, maybe the network. I don't know, but I'm not a fan of it. I don't think it's, and I think they're gonna lean more into it now that it looks like Jericho and them are babyface now.
Right.
So they're probably gonna lean into doing it a lot more. It's gonna be even more annoying.
Sonny Kiss and that one, it's like two chicks. Sonny Kiss and like two chicks every week.
Yeah,
they're up front going hard, like they stands for the band or some group is waiting on them out back or something, bro.
I've never given 2/3 of a shit about Fozzy, but that song is fucking lit. And I don't think half of these people really hate Jericho like that. I think they just want to be trolls and just
right.
be one of those people that's like, oh, I don't like Jericho for this, that, and the third. Listen, he's a Hall of Famer. He's the GOAT in my eyes. And if you hate him for personal reasons, that's a different story. But him as the wrestler and the song, it's like, come on now. Nobody, that's not even legitimate. Cut it out.
Bro, like I'm not joking. The entrance from Revolution is on my YouTube playlist, bro.
No, the Revolution entrance is
fire.
Yeah, man. When you had the whole audience, yeah. God, remember crowds? Anyways,
man, I miss crowds.
Rotten Germ 77.
I can't wait for Mania just for that crowd.
Your tweet is trash. Oh shit! Production error. Hold on. There we go. Now you did it. All right. This is what happens, man. I said I'm not going to drink before these shows, but then I tell everybody like, "Oh man, I'm getting my alcohol ready." Like, son of a bitch.
You gotta.
That Toro boy will get you.
I only drink when I guest host.
I got you.
Yeah,
producing. Yeah.
I can't do it as the producer just because I just be fucking up, man. I don't like it.
No, man. Tweet number 3 coming in from WrestleOps. In my opinion, this will be the greatest super kick in history. Just listen to the crowd react. It is a caption of Adam Cole super kicking Ricochet mid moonsault. Is that the greatest super kick ever recorded?
It might be my second favorite. My number one is Shawn Michaels and Shelton Benjamin Barton.
There you go.
But that might be my second favorite. So I wouldn't argue with it. I like the opinion. Russell Ops, they usually have some good opinions. Yeah. And so this isn't a bad one. I can't put it over that one. But if you want to say it's number two, perfect.
Yeah, I can see where he's coming from, because like that one was absolutely spot on, and Adam Cole, Ricochet together is magic.
It didn't get the win though.
Right. But I mean, you think back to, what was it, 05 when that happened? Yeah. Shawn Michaels and Shelton Benjamin. Yeah. Bro, you thought his head came off. Like, there is nothing that can replicate that moment. I'm sorry. Like, for one, the guy that, really innovated super kicking Shawn Michaels, and that, that moment itself, like, I'm sorry, that it was on the intro for Raw, bro. Like,
right.
That's how crazy that moment was.
It transcended.
It really did. Yeah. Like, I'm sorry. There's just nothing now in my eyes that's going to beat that moment.
I'm with them. It's second best. Like, that one with Shawn Michaels is just like you feel that shit. Like you said, you thought he kicked that man's head off, bro. Like, that one was. Don't get me wrong. Personally,
and he won the match with it too. So
right. Personally, I think the Adam Cole one was better, but as far as like scope of history and impact, the one versus Shelton was next level shit.
Kevin Crazy in the chat offers a interesting alternative: the Shawn Michaels super kick on Ric Flair at WrestleMania.
Oh, when he retired him, that one too.
That's different though. That's different.
That's different. It's sentimental, but we talk about surprise factor. No.
Yeah.
Nah, this one with Shawn Michaels with Shelton Benjamin, that was textbook suspending disbelief. Like, you couldn't feel that, did not feel fake at all. That absolutely, you had concerns for that man's neck and face all at the same time. Like, there was nothing worked about that.
All right. So what it sounds like to me is you guys are saying, at WrestleOps, you piece of shit, your tweet's trash.
It's not trash. It's just one more that's better.
There's no sitting on the fence, Riq. Okay.
It's trash, but it's like with it's trash with an asterisk.
Yeah,
it's friendly trash.
For the purposes of the show, it's trash.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Tweet number 4 coming in from the ever popular PWCDs. Chris D's on Twitter. He says, just a quick heads up, exploding barbed wire rope matches are ridiculous and don't belong on nationally broadcasted television shows. It isn't wrestling. It isn't sports-based presentation like it was claimed to be. You're welcome. I think I'll simplify the tweet. Did a exploding barbed wire death match, is it acceptable in pro wrestling? He says no.
Yes.
Not anymore.
That's what I was just about to preface it with. But with the way shit is now, no, you can't have the blood. You can't have seeing Sabu ripping his whole damn arm, skin off the back of his arm and taping it up while Terry Funk's stomping his fucking head. You can't do that anymore. So that's why I was going to say this is trash, but it's not. I agree.
I agree, but I want to add more to that. I don't ever want to see that type of match on national television ever again. But if you want to have that shit at like some little small indie show, have it on Game Changer Wrestling. If you want to do that at some point, you can do it there. Yeah, you could do it at a lower like indie, broadcast it on YouTube or whatever. I don't want to see that shit on pay-per-view anymore by a company of AEW stature. Just because you can't really lean into it,
right?
Yeah. Like the match I watched last week, it didn't live up to my expectations like I thought it would. So I don't really want to see that on television ever.
I agree. It's just not necessary. And me and TC both agreed that the match that Mox and Omega had before this, was the Lights Out.
One at Revolution was way better.
Yeah, it was way better than that. And it's like, this was something that, in the old school days was, necessary to kind of get a different kind of reaction out of the crowd. Now it's like we've been subjected to so much over the years. It's like this doesn't even have the same effect that it would have had
Oh,
in the
did
90s
that.
or in 2000.
Hopefully, you wouldn't have to go through that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So this is, it's not necessary. You don't need to do it. It's just, it was overkill, to be honest. And then to have the disappointing finish that it had on top of that, just let it go. So I can agree with that.
Nice.
It's a good tweet
on this one. Usually Chris Dees has the effect of rubbing people the wrong way. However, Chris,
you saw me roll my eyes when you said his name.
Chris, man, they surprisingly they agree with you.
Oh yeah!
I just realized how like biased I sound. Surprisingly.
Hey, me too.
From the ECW era, I've seen all those matches.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I watched them live. I was at Heatwave '98 with Taz and them going through the stage and all that stuff. Where I was there, like I seen this shit really happen. You're not gonna get it with this watered down, soft ass shit that we get that you can put on TV.
You know, one thing that both AEW and WWE really screwed up on is explaining the big finish to the match. Right. Like so for example, I went on record and said the whole eye for an eye match would have gone over so much better had it just been like a no DQ match, and that just happened to happen during the match instead of making that the stipulation. And then the same thing goes with the exploding ring. Although I don't know exactly how you could have just let that happen, other than maybe like instead of explaining that's how it would have, Kenny Omega goes to set it off or something, and then he could have just reacted better, you know, instead of setting it up and telling people what the finish was going to be. Try to make it more surprising. Just my take.
Yeah,
just my take.
True.
Tweet number 5, and then we'll go ahead and get to the chat over here. I do see at least one UWO in the chat.
There's a fire opinion in the chat, and I can't wait to agree with it.
There we go. Tweet number 5 coming in from @JesseBryan09. Natalya is one of the best pure wrestlers in WWE, and she is the anchor of the women's division. She doesn't deserve any of the hate that she's getting.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this, Kyle? Why are you doing this to me? Like, what are you doing this for? What are you doing this for? Like, I thought we were friends. But there is nothing good. Listen, there is nothing good about Natalya anymore. She is literally the epitome, the embodiment, the living version of live, laugh, love. The most basic motherfucker.
She's a nice person.
Bro, she is not an anchor to anything.
That's my only compliment I got.
Bro, the only thing she anchors is my anger, because they involve her in everything, bro. It's not even just the women's shit. Like look at any of the docs, they find some way to squeeze this bitch in.
Well, she pops up in every
single documentary, bro.
Every chronicle. She just pop up in a scene one time. Like, why is Natty always in everywhere, bro, all the time?
And
bro?
how can you not do your family move, bro? She can't do a fucking sharpshooter, and it's her family. She fucks it up. Me and Kyle literally 2 weeks in a row, she spit the person the wrong way on the sharpshooter, bro. That's your family move. No, that's the one thing in the fucking ring you should get right. And she fucked it up. She put the girl's leg the wrong way, bro. I'm like, bro, how do you mess that up in your heart? I hate saying that I hate things. I only hate a few things. Cowboys mainly. You know what I'm saying? Natty's on my fucking list. I can't stand her, bro.
I will preface what I'm about to say by the fact that I have respect for Natalie Neidhart because she is the only woman to come out of the Hart Dungeon. So she is a great professional wrestler. That is all I'm going to give her as a compliment. This woman was brought onto our television, and her shtick that was given to her when she came on TV and farted. Okay? That was literally her gimmick for, I don't know how many, 2 years straight. And then she was, kind of pushed in to this whole tag team of the Hart Dynasty with Tyson Kidd and who was the other guy? I forget who it was.
Cesaro.
Yeah. So, listen, she's not anchoring anything. She's a veteran. She is someone that the women that come on can learn from. That is it. She has no entertainment value whatsoever. She has no gimmick. She has no charisma. She has nothing. nothing to offer outside of the fact that she can wrestle. That is it.
And she can't do that. Like, I don't know where this narrative is that she's a great wrestler. She's not a great wrestler. Her matches are not good. Like, I don't understand like why people still sit down and actually watch
her last name.
That's what I'm saying. They're not good. Like, when's the last? Can anybody tell me a Natty Banger? She's supposed to be this greatest professional wrestler.
Charlotte in NXT.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
That was a banger.
But that was because of Charlotte. Charlotte has bangers.
Yeah, but it's like it's like I said.
Brett and Ric Flair was out there. You kind of had to show out a little bit.
Right. I say it because, like, again, she's a veteran. She can learn. Like Ronda credited her for a lot of the stuff that she was able to do in WWE because she worked so much with Natty. Okay, I get that. So I'm not gonna discredit her as a wrestler.
Right.
But at the end of the day, when we're talking about value within the division on a grand scale, she is like this, the slightest little peck on the screen.
Because she's old. That's really what she's getting credit for, because she's old and been there. That's it.
Tenure. Her time and her tenure. Honestly, I don't know why Tamina's paired up with her, to be honest. Like, I think that's doing disservice to her.
Why are you doing this, Kyle? Why you got to do? Why you got to give me
all right? Okay, I think that is enough.
But Ronda was trash too, so I guess it makes sense.
We got enough out of this segment.
Out like that.
At Jesse Bryan 09, your tweet is trash. Save some energy for the rest of the show, guys.
Why do they have to do this?
It's the Lord's Day, Kyle. Why you gonna do this to me?
Fifth tweet. I didn't want to be at this level on the fifth tweet already.
Oh man! All right, so that's the fifth tweet. I got a UWO coming in from Bama Dave. Says Miz needs to break Jericho's IC title record of combined days holding the IC belt.
Yes.
And have that be part of his legacy. I absolutely agree.
Hell yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Make this point in that rant he went on when I'm talking smack. That is so true, and still to this day, he's never been hurt. He's worked every date he's been scheduled to. He doesn't miss a beat. Like, the guy shows up and works his ass off week in and week out, whether we like him or not, whether we think he should be a main eventer or not. He shows up, he gets the job done, and he's been, doing anything that he needs to get done. Like, any role he needs to play, he plays it, and he gets better over time. I mean, why not?
No, you're absolutely right. He's only less than a month away for beating the combined days as IC champ. Like, he has less than a month-long reign left before he has the most combined days of all time. Like, he's on the doorstep for that record. I didn't really see anything else in the chat other than Kevin chiming in on one of the ones that we had.
Matt said Tyson could be considered a natty banger.
That's fire.
That shit. I didn't even see that fucking shit. Anyways, tweet number 6. Coming in from the Mike Geisler. Mike Geisler? I don't know. Greatest tag team of all time. Not even close. Watching Barely Legal 97. He is, of course, referring to the Dudley Boys. Greatest tag team of all time.
I'm torn on this one.
Let me go first, man, because I would say it's kind of like when you say who's the greatest of all time as a singles. You can't really say who's who. Somebody's going to say Shawn Michaels. Somebody's going to say Taker. Somebody's going to say Brett. Somebody's going to say Rick. You know what I mean? But if it's any of those guys, you're not necessarily wrong.
Right.
And so the Dudleys, they're one of those teams where if you say they're the GOAT tag team, you're not wrong. But if you say somebody else, you wouldn't be wrong either. So I agree. I don't necessarily have the Dudleys as my GOAT tag team, but I agree because they qualify. They meet the criteria.
I'd say they were the greatest of their era.
Yeah.
Also true.
Nobody won more titles than them. No one did it on every single stage from bingo halls of fucking ECW to WrestleMania. I mean, in the TLC match, they created something that's never going to go away. They were a part of that. So
exactly
for their era, I don't think this is trash. I'm gonna have to agree with this one.
I mean, I got them top 5. I'm not quite at that point where I would say they're the best. I mean, I would think of Edge and Christian before I think of the Dudley Boys, to be honest with you.
I would too.
Yeah, I got Edge and Christian over them, but like I said, like if you want to say the Dudleys, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't quite give them that. Like they're obviously one of the best. You can't question that whatsoever. But it's just
you outnumbered here, Riq.
Yeah. Okay. So it does sound like you guys are giving 2 votes to the one.
Yeah.
The Mike Geisler, they like your tweet, man.
Oh yeah.
I've always looked at the Dudleys as kind of like the Ric Flair in the aspect of belt collector of tag team division. Not so much living the gimmick, although apparently
how many do the Dudleys have?
Huh? They have something like 30 reigns, man. They've got like
I'm almost positive they're number 1.
In WWE, how many do they have?
Hey chat, can you go ahead and pull up how many title reigns that the Dudley Boys have?
It's in the teams.
It's like 8 or 9.
Yeah, and then if you combine it with ECW,
the New Day have
TNA,
10.
man. But yeah, I always look at them as like
anybody got New Day in their GOAT tag teams, you're not wrong either.
Right,
that's very true. No, that's damn true.
New Day and Legion of Doom too.
Legion of Doom's out there. They also have chat. Bama, of course, being pretty old school. Rock and Roll Express. Not much for the Golden Age, personally. Still busting out Canadian Destroyers, though.
Yeah.
All right, tweet number 7. Coming in from @JobberNation TV. I can't tell if this is literal or sarcasm. Okay, so this is definitely an odd one. Says, AEW is so desperate right now. As a spokesperson of AEW fans, we do not want this garbage. We want real wrestling, not hardcore indie garbage. AEW is really slipping. It's sad to see the desperation, to be honest. I'm very concerned about AEW's future. Desperate. I'm going to just cling on to that word. AEW is so desperate right now. Do they come across as desperate?
No.
In reference to what, though?
Yeah, like
once again in reference to the exploding barbed wire death match.
I don't care what the context is. It's just complete overreaction. Like I saw people last Sunday talking about how like this could be harmful to AEW's future. Like no, AEW is going to be just fine. They have this hardcore fan base that is willing to forgive them for any mistakes. Yeah, for pretty much everything because they're such a young company. And they just kind of got thrust right into the national spotlight. So they have this long ass leash where they'll be okay no matter what they do. So this is just a complete overreaction. So simply off of that, I don't care what the context is. Like it's just a complete overreaction.
Yeah. This opinion's trash. Like, and I'm not the biggest. I'm an AEW fan, but I'm not no fucking stan. Like, they're probably the best number 2 option, maybe ever to WWE. Honestly,
it is ever.
You know what I'm saying? Like
since WCW at least.
But I'm talking about even since that's what I'm saying. Since then, like they're the only viable option that's out there. So I don't think anything's desperate of. And a lot of their shit they get for killing NXT, which I mean to me it's still that's their minor league. Like, but nothing. There's nothing to be desperate about. TNT is firmly behind them, putting Shaq on there, Cody on the Big Show and all that. Like there's nothing desperate about them. They got this shit pretty well locked in.
Hey, go ahead. Sorry, Riq.
I'm a lot like Travis. You know, I don't really watch AEW, but even I can say that's a fucking reach. Because I'm sorry that they integrate stuff that, you know, other companies won't. Like, okay, it wasn't great, but they had the balls to say, okay, well, let's try this out and see how it works. I'm sorry. Okay. If more people in WWE did that, we might enjoy it. So, I mean, who cares? I'm sorry. That's a reach.
You don't need to apologize. JobberNation TV, you piece of shit. Your tweet is trash.
Yeah, somebody in the chat said they're not even an AEW fan, so it looks like it was just a sarcastic troll tweet anyway. Yeah. So yeah, get that shit out of
here. Yeah. Oh shit, what was I gonna say? Yeah, fuck it. Forgot. Tweet number 8. At the Angle Radio, let's be honest, all these rappers coming for pro wrestling just want to be relevant.
Yes.
That's it?
No Bow Wow slander over here, but
not everything has to be like super elongated. I like.
Okay.
Yeah. Rappers just coming for that wrestling clout.
I will not argue that at all because in 2021, who the hell thought we would be talking about Soulja Boy or Bow Wow? So I'm all in agreement with that.
any given day that ends in the letter Y, I might start talking about Bow Wow. So don't get your hopes up on that.
Bow Wow, Jesus, man.
God. Every now and again, I'll just turn some Bow Wow on and just listen to it. I'm dead serious right now. I'm not even joking right now. But I do kind of agree in a way. I feel like a lot of people now kind of cling on to this kind of like anime in the same way. I see people, a hardcore base of people start really just outwardly talking about anime, and now everybody loves anime. And I'm kind of sensing that with wrestling now. And I realized there was a lot of people when I was in high school and middle school that wasn't trying to talk about wrestling because they was ashamed to it. They was watching it, but they act like they weren't. So like they start talking about it now all of a sudden. Y'all hiding in the shadows. I was out here with it. I was outside.
I was out here with it, bro.
I was wearing wrestling shirts to school. Everything. Yeah. I was proudly. So if you come on now, but dedicate yourself to it, man. We out here.
I feel like they both saw Bad Bunny on TV, the mainstream guy getting all this attention, and was like they saw a window of opportunity and just say, let me jump through this right here.
Right.
That's what I feel like happened, honestly.
Cloud chasing like a motherfucker.
I was listening to Rikishi on Chris Van Vliet's podcast. And he talked about how he's basically kind of been mentoring Bow Wow for the last 20 years. And I'm like, huh? And he's coming out here to train with me and everything. I was like, okay, we'll see. If he does it, all well be it to him to I wish the most success because like I said, I listen to Bow Wow all the time. No joking.
That's a funny fact. I don't mean to laugh. I just didn't expect to hear that.
If you want, I understand somebody would laugh because I'm probably one of like 5% of people in America that still listen to Bow Wow.
The last time I heard Bow Wow, 5% might be too high of a number. As Lil Bow Wow. Like that's the last time I ever heard a song.
That was when he first came
up. Oh, God.
Yeah, but if that's what he want to do, cool. But if you just clinging on to it for attention, then I don't agree. And so
Soulja Boy is definite because I don't even know what he's been doing the last 5-6 years. So
making knockoff consoles.
Yeah. So it's a definite for him. Bow Wow is one thing, but Soulja, yeah.
Soulja Boy is minding his own business though.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know, man. Like. That was just like you know not to fuck with Randy Orton during scary hours. So I mean I don't know what he thought was gonna happen by that tweet. Like seriously.
Yeah, he should have just left it alone. He should have just ignored him.
I'll tell you what happened to that tweet. It got yeeted the fuck off the show. The Angle Radio, you tweets trash. Right. I think the only exception to
fire guests on their podcast though.
Huh?
Angle Radio gets some good guests on there. Like,
yeah.
I'm kind of jealous, low key.
I've seen a couple guests over here on Putting You Over, that streamer hosts, that now they're popping up like on the big shows. Like Thunder Rosa's popping up with Chris Van Vliet or Sean Ross Sapp and stuff. And she was here on this little show that streamer does, man. I thought that was pretty cool. His ass told her that she looked exhausted, though. He put his foot in his mouth on that one. I'll say that. People give him shit till this day for that comment.
God.
Tweet number 9 from Renew Meister. He says, I'm just going to say it. I'm not impressed with these shoot promos people do on Raw Talk. I get it. You saw the Miz promo on Talking Smack a few years ago. Sorry, but these promos are meh, and they're trying to imitate Miz. Besides, these promos feel fake as hell.
I agree. I agree because the reason I agree, these promos are fantastic because they show a different side of these characters that we don't see. However, what's the point of always doing them on Talking Smack, on Raw Talk, if you don't follow it up on the actual show.
Facts.
So, I mean, if you're going to do it, follow up with it. But if you're just going to do it just to have something that goes viral on the internet and it doesn't matter after a week, then I don't see the point.
The only one that's did anything off of it is Big E. Everything else is like half these people
Apollo.
that do Apollo now. But I mean, like, besides them two, like some of the people you don't even see them on fucking TV for another 2 or 3 weeks after they go on Raw Talk or, you know what I'm saying, or talking smack. Like it pisses me off because it shows you what these people can do, but then they don't let them do it on the fucking show, the real show. So it's like, why are you wasting their time and ours, having us get invested in somebody something that we're not going to see again? So,
and Sasha Banks also had one a few months ago, but that was just inevitable that it would follow up anyway. Just that was a natural part of the story she was in at the time.
I mean, but with her, I don't count her anyway. She's like actually like, you know what I'm saying, top flight. I mean, like, most of the people that they have on her, like
Big E and Apollo are the only ones, and that's on Talking Smack, where it's like that's the better show anyway. Right. So when you do it on Raw, like this Peyton Royce one, I'm not a Peyton Royce fan at all, and I seen other people this past week like, oh, we want to see her face Oscar. That's never gonna fucking happen because they don't follow up on anything. And I said I used the word fortunately because I don't want to see her win anything. So fortunately, they're not gonna follow up on it. And we know that. So there was no point in the promo even going viral. You're just giving people false hope. So either follow up on these things, start a trend of following up, make Raw Talk an integral part of your main show. Like AEW, they do dark, and that's a part of their main show. Their problem is they don't ever mention it, but they do follow up on stuff. They do a great job of that.
Yeah, that's probably one of my biggest complaints with them is that so much shit.
If you're not watching Dark, you just don't know though.
Right.
I'll make this more simple. He's right because he's talking about Raw Talk. The show to watch is Talking Smack.
Did he say Talking Smack?
Know what I'm saying? He said
Raw Talk. Riq, you picked up on that. I'm glad you did, man.
The show to watch is Talking Smack because that's where the great promos are.
Talking Smack, it's Paul Heyman.
Show. Exactly. Right. And he eggs these guys on to say, listen, speak your mind. Or he'll sit up there, once he pivots to the side like this and starts asking them questions, stuff like that, that's when you're going to get good contact. And y'all forgot one, too. Kevin Owens, a couple months ago, when he had that feud with Roman Reigns, he had a fire promo on there, too. And we saw followed up on in the middle of that program he had with Roman. So it's like they actually know what they're doing with that. So if we're talking about Raw Talk, they don't follow the same formula. I don't know what the hell they're doing on that show. So by that metric, yeah, he's right. Because Raw Talk doesn't add the same energy with it.
Yeah, I agreed from the jump, but now that I know that little wrinkle, I definitely agree. Like, because Talking Smack, they do sometimes here and there, they follow up on Raw, never.
All right, Renal Meister. I'm butchering that name. They like you tweet.
Oh, yeah.
I love his icon. It's a fat Sting face. It's Sting, but his face is like, really fat, man. It's awesome. Anyways, tweet number 10, and we'll get to the chat, see what's happening over there. Tweet number 10. Here we go. Heel Nathaniel. Jeff Hardy definitely needs one more world title reign before he ends his career.
Trash. Dumpster fire.
Agreed.
Garbage water.
Definitely.
Trash.
Let him get the Triple Crown a few more times. Or the
man.
Grand Slam.
Man, every time I think we could be friends, man, you come with some shit like this, bro. Bro, Jeff Hardy is done, bro.
Jeff Hardy was our very first Hall of Famer.
Exactly.
So I agree.
WrestleMania 20, Jeff Hardy from when we were kids, yes. This motherfucker right now, no. And half the time his promos, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. So he drunk all the time, bro. Like, stop.
Time out. Nobody ever said Jeff Hardy was good at promos. His talent has
even
always
in the ring.
In ring.
Even in the ring, he's not what he was. Them Whisper in the Winds look like a stutter in the wind, bro. Like, it's little. He goes in there to kill himself.
That's it.
That's why I said RN is exempt. Because he say shit like this.
The Godfather of the locker room endorsed this man on TV twice. Raw in 2002 and SmackDown in 2008. Both.
How long ago was that?
First time he lost. But the second time he went over in the Extreme Rules match.
Y'all talking about a decade ago, bro. What is you talking about? We ain't talking about that. We talking about right now.
It solidified him for eternity.
Yeah, all right.
All right, man. Heel Nathaniel.
Heel Nathaniel. Getting a follow from us.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Now, I will say, I believe I heard an interview recently where Jeff Hardy is kind of self-aware about what kind of title run he would have. Because in an interview, he talks about getting it one more because he thinks he'll never get a Royal Rumble. But he says he doesn't mind even if it's like a CM Punk where he gets cashed in on like a minute later. Just let him hold the belt, and then hell, if he has to hand it off in a couple minutes, he said he was cool with that too. So I think even Jeff Hardy kind of acknowledges probably not going to get a run, but maybe
that's fine with me. Like the Miz won the title for a week. That was fine with me.
Right. I wouldn't be mad. As I said, it doesn't have to be long. Just let them get another moment. Why not?
Just add to the numbers, man.
Get Your Podcast says Godfather was on Kush when he said that.
Not the Godfather.
The Undertaker, man.
Yeah, we're talking about Taker.
Yeah.
Godfather be getting high on Instagram every single day.
Every
day.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He does an Instagram. Chiefing first thing in the morning, bro. Every time.
No,
smoke trade,
man. I got
he got a video like every day of a bong or a bowl or something. He got going just blowing
or a little plastic bag, whatever the fuck that is.
Yeah.
Plastic bag, dude.
He said he got his own strain coming out soon, man.
He is a professional.
All right, we're rounding the corner here. Tweet number 11. I didn't see any unpopular opinions in the chat.
Add some more to the chat so we can talk about them.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yes, please add them to the chat. We'll get to them after the 15 here. All right. Tweet number 11 coming in from Jade_Cargill. Yes, Jade Cargill.
Jade.
Yes, sir.
Really?
She says, "Am I the only one that thinks soy sauce is nasty?"
Yes.
Oh.
Soy sauce nasty is her tweet, man.
This is trash.
Hold on, man.
This is trash.
See,
all right. Wait. There's
hold on, man.
There's a certain context to this. Like, if you just have soy sauce by itself, then obviously
it's nasty.
Dude, stop reaching just because she's hot, man.
No.
She's not talking about throwing back shots of soy sauce. Okay.
If you putting it on like your fried rice and shit like that, it's fine. It just complements it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see what's wrong. Like no, I don't.
This shit was trash, bro. Soy sauce is fucking dope.
Yeah, soy sauce you pouring on your rice is fire. Like, but I mean, it's hella salty by itself. So yeah, if you want to say it's nasty solo dolo, definitely. But when you use soy sauce the way it's meant to be used, it is incredible. It enhances whatever you get at the Chinese restaurant. It enhances that flavor.
Now let me say this though: low sodium soy sauce is definitely fucking disgusting.
Oh, that's terrible. That shit awful.
Terrible.
That shit awful. No, give me the hypertension with the soy sauce.
Right.
That's the only way I'll take it.
Regular soy sauce is fine.
You heard it here. Jade Cargill, Young Kings Wrestling Podcast, think you are a terrible person and your tweet's trash.
Oh, man.
All right. Man, guys with the Jade hate. Oh, God, I didn't see that coming.
Jade is welcome on the show anytime. We encourage it.
She is a beast. Oh, man. I fell in love in that match that she did with Shaq and everything. I was like, dude, this chick's legit.
Mm-hmm.
I respect anybody who's clearly put in work to train and be good.
She got to work on that pump kick, though. And she do the glam slam. I really like
it. That's a perfect move for her, too.
All right. So coming in from @TheGibble, tweet number 12, Nyla Rose was a more believable women's champion than Riho.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's supposed to be a hot take.
Hey, look, man. I didn't say
Considering the fact
everyone.
that-
You need to be super introspective.
I mean,
And not,
considering the
not
fact
so
that,
much like
Are you trying to
not
be
that she's not a good
controversial?
wrestler, right? Like not
majority
that
of
she's
the
not a
people
good
watching-
wrestler, but she literally looks like a 10-year-old little kid, bro. Like I couldn't take her serious. Like I just couldn't. Like not she's dope in the ring and everything, but everything she did,
Now,
it looked like when you're fighting your mom or dad. Like I
I will
I
say
don't know. I
this.
didn't get it.
I will say this. I think Nyla Rose looked kind of silly with that small ass belt, but
That too. Like,
as
that's
a
the problem.
dominant
Where you get that
champion,
from? That was- yeah.
as a
that
dominant
belt
champion,
looks
Nyla Rose was way more believable. Obviously, yeah.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Dominant
Like,
champions are going to be more.
Majority of people that watched her, myself included, didn't even know who the hell Riho was. And then when you saw this little pint-sized little dynamo, even though she can go in the ring,
Yeah.
beating
And Nyla Rose should have won the title first anyway.
Exactly.
Right.
Like that wasn't believable to me. I'm sorry. Like I've seen David and Goliath, but that just wasn't cutting it for me. So I mean, yeah, that's absolutely true.
They've done Nyla Rose a disservice the way they've booked her since this whole company's began.
That's a whole different conversation. We talked
we'll
about
save that for another show.
Yeah.
All right. At the Gibble, they like your tweet.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like it because it was just like, duh.
Right.
Yeah.
That one I was flipping a coin on. I was like, I really feel like this tweet could go either way. But I'll leave that to myself. Tweet number 13 coming in from S. Lawson 1417. As much as I love him, I feel Paul Heyman is not needed alongside Roman Reigns anymore. He was brilliant to make Reigns the heel he is, but Reigns can cut a brilliant promo, and just being with the Jay and possibly Jimmy would be better in my opinion. Should Roman ditch Paul Heyman at this point?
I kind of agree. Now that he mentions it, like this is the first time I thought about it, and I kind of agree, and I feel like at some point Roman Reigns will kick Paul Heyman to the side, basically like
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. And then we can plant the seeds for that, and then Paul come back with Brock. But yeah, I do agree now that you mention it.
The only reason why I agree is that Paul hasn't done any fucking promo work with Roman.
Yeah, he hasn't done much of anything.
Whenever Roman's in the ring, Roman's doing the talking. Paul does still do his normal shit with like Jimmy, or like when he's dealing with people that are in the storyline, but like he hasn't actually done anything with Roman besides his facials and shit, he hasn't really done anything promo wise to help Roman Reigns out. I'm agreeing, but like again, another asterisk, like because he doesn't need him.
I got scared because I thought this dude was about to get real fucking disrespectful to Paul Heyman,
Right.
and I was about to lose my shit. But honestly, I was talking about this the other day. Paul does a majority of his shit talk on Talking Smack.
Right.
When it was him and Brock, he had to sell everything. Like his whole thing was he's promoting what Brock is getting ready to do because Brock doesn't feel like doing all the talking.
Right.
When Paul is out on SmackDown, he shuts up, he hands Roman the mic, and he stands by. That's
Holds
it.
his belt.
And then when he gets on Talking Smack the next morning, oh yeah, he talks all the shit in the world, but it doesn't have the same effect because Roman's not there with him. So I mean, if you're gonna put him with an underling like a Jay or a Jimmy or somebody else that could use him, then hell yeah, do it. It wouldn't really make a difference, to be honest.
I'll say this. So first, really quick.
Yeah.
S. Lawson 1417. They like your tweet. If he ditches Paul Heyman, he is going to need a doorman. Roman doesn't deal with people directly coming to him. They have to be allowed to come in. So he is going to need a doorman. I actually recommended Babatunde as being his new doorman.
Adam Pearce is going to need a job here soon.
Yeah. But yeah, I can see it going either way, man. I can see him going either way. Who do you think turns first? Roman turns on Paul, or Paul turns on Roman?
Roman on Paul.
Roman on Paul.
Yeah.
Kick him to the curb.
I don't think Paul is stupid enough to try and attempt a heel turn on Roman like that.
Turned on Brock with the Big Show.
That was when Brock was a rookie, though.
Right. And Roman is like on some homicidal shit. Like I talked about this before. Roman is the only person I know that whispers when he talks when he's serious. That's some serial killer shit. You don't mess around.
And then raise his voice just like out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not something you want to play around.
Tweet number
Roman
40.
different.
Roman nowadays is a different beast, that's for sure. Tweet number 14 from Isaiah_ad. The Bellas don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. This argument that we see rage in and out every day. Had to bring it on.
This is trash.
So,
go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead,
Arian, go ahead, Arian.
I was saying, me personally, I never liked them. I mean, I never got the appeal besides them being cute twins, but you cannot deny the effect that they had on the women's division and the attention that they brought to the women's division and their arcs inside the ring and out. Like, they did get better in the ring. They weren't just divas by the time they were done. Like, they were actually good in the fucking ring and like actually could go. So it's like this is trash. Like,
yeah, like we debated this on our show last year when they were first announced for the Hall of Fame, and I said the same thing that RN was kind of saying. Like, they've transcended WWE. They've brought along a whole new fan base, which I think has kind of had a domino effect just off of being on Total Divas and having their own show, Total Bellas, and being on these red carpets and just paparazzi, all this shit. Like, they are a next level superstar that we don't really see nowadays come from WWE. Especially, and they have transcended. Women. Yeah, especially women. Like, they it's something different. Nobody's transcended as women have that the Bellas have, the way they've done it. And like I said, it's created a domino effect because they were a part of that initial women's revolution, which brought along a new fan base. And you had to somehow, you had to some way cater to that new fan base. So we get Ronda Rousey, we get the Evolution pay-per-view, we get main event in WrestleMania. So we get all these moments of history, and new stars came from that. Becky Lynch, Bayley. Bayley hit a new level last year that she probably wouldn't have hit if the Bellas didn't really kind of plant the seed. So you got to factor in that domino effect that the Bellas had on WWE history. So yes, they are Hall of Famers just by that alone.
I want to agree with this tweet so bad. But I was reminded just the other day of the fact that Tori Wilson is in the Hall of Fame. And Tori Wilson was literally put on TV just to be eye candy. That's all she was. She was never a good wrestler. She was put out there, and she acknowledges in her speech, she was there to get the teenage boys watching because she was a part of their puberty process. And it's true. That's really what it comes down to. So if you're going to put her in the Hall of Fame, you kind of have to put two women in that actually use their platform to inspire some change within the division. And we would not have a women's revolution the way it occurred 5-6 years ago had it not been for them, using as much of their notoriety to get out in front of it and make this happen. So
right.
I want to agree, but I'm sorry, I can't. It's a lost battle. I've been fighting it for a while, but I cave.
And to be honest, they shouldn't have been the faces. Like, they were divas. They weren't fucking wrestlers. They became wrestlers after all that. But because of their popularity, because of the things that they did outside of the ring, they had to use them. And you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So,
and let's not forget the work that they put in ring.
Yeah,
to actually improve. Like, it wasn't like they were just around just collecting a check. Like, they actually put in work to try to be an important part of what was going on.
Especially Nikki.
Yeah, Nikki especially. And regardless of how you feel, if you want to throw nepotism out there, like, no, like the work itself shows. Like, I see she put on decent matches.
Right.
Like, actually decent matches. And if she didn't put in any work, she wouldn't have looked that good, nepotism or not. So that's not an argument you can stand on either.
When they got to late in their runs, I actually wanted to see Bellas in matches. Like when Brie had a match with Steph, I was invested in that. You know, when Nikki came back, you know, when Ronda showed up, I was invested in that. So it's like I can see that point. Like they did.
Nikki and Ronda was a decent little situation. Like I didn't think it was going to be as good as it was.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna nip this one in the butt, man, because I'm about to throw up. Isaiah_ad. I see you in the chat. These guys think your tweet is trash and you should feel bad. All right.
Oh, he's throwing all types of garbage in the chat.
Yeah.
I have not looked at the chat in like 10 minutes.
We actually got some traction in there for this last stretch, man. We'll get to it after this, and then yeah. So final tweet of the evening, coming in from @WrestleView. This was not a bad promo by Apollo Crews, but they better not continue with his accent. It's obviously fake and no need for it. Keep the look, but forget about the accent. #SmackDown.
All right, listen,
we gotta get into this again, man.
I'm gonna say this for the last fucking time because it's like people don't grasp.
I said this on like 4 shows already, man.
The man's name. Help me if I mess this up, TC.
His last name is Uha.
It's Sesungwe Uha. The man literally sounds like he was born with the Shaka Zulu outfit on and a spear, okay? His father works in the government down there in Nigeria. The man is African as it comes, okay?
He is actually Nigerian. That is his actual accent, bro.
If he so chooses to yield an accent on TV, he has every right to do so. And I don't want to hear nothing from nobody at the end of the day. That is his nature. That is his culture. That is who he is. However he so chooses to express that on television, he needs to do it. Not only is his tweet trash, the person who wrote it is trash, his mom was trash, and his children are trash. I'm done with this. I don't want to hear about this no more. I don't.
I have nothing else to add to that, Riq. This is going to be like my 3rd or 4th time talking about this in the last couple weeks. So I have nothing else to add to it. Y'all know how I feel. If you want to know how I feel, go ahead, listen to our last episode or so. Listen to when me and Riq were featuring on Smacking It Raw. I talked about it on there too.
My thing is like, this is why I hate like WWE fans for the most part, because they don't never know or realize that people were other things before they fucking got there. He's just being who he was on the Independence and UWO Nation. So I'm used to. I already know about his accent. Like all he's doing is he's just doing his indie gimmick.
There's also some fans that live in their own bubble too.
Right.
So they don't know that other types of things exist outside of what they know.
@WrestleView, your tweet is obviously trash. But thanks for stopping by.
They got a lot of trash tweets too.
Yeah. Now, hey, look, if I'm gonna add something in here. The only issue I had was, besides for the entrance, which I don't think they're gonna stick with it because they might realize it's a bad idea too, is the Nigerian militants, because aesthetically they look great, but if those dudes are standing ringside and getting involved in matches and being beat up like lackeys, that's just disrespectful to anybody that is in the Nigerian military, in my opinion. Like, that's the only thing I thought was wrong with it. If you're going to represent an actual country's military, but then turn them into J&J security, that's tasteless. Everything else I'm cool with, man.
Have they come out since that promo?
No.
I don't think
they were only out there for that promo. They didn't, but that was only the show before last. Friday, he came out from under the ring. Yeah. I think they're not going to use him, but
they had him on Talking Smack with them. I think the next day.
And I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just my take. All right, heading over to the chat real quick. Hey, thank you guys also, man, for joining tonight, man. You guys are badass. It says, here we go. We get to a couple of the tweets or the chat here. Matt Ritter says, UWO Hangman would be better off in NXT. Fucking trash, Matt, by the way.
Absolutely not.
Nah. I don't think so.
I don't see it because
Nobody's saying shit consistently on NXT. Like he can't lean into what he's been doing the entire time on NXT just because like it's WWE and you can't do what he's been doing. So I think you would have to take away a lot of what's making him be good right now.
I don't know where he that's not true. If he was on the main roster, yeah, but the shit that he does now, he could do on NXT. Like I think it would be dope on NXT, and I think he would have better matches because there's better talent there. In my opinion, for the matches that he's had, like I think it would be dope in NXT, and I think they put the fucking rocket on his back, and he'd have the belt for a long time.
All AEW has to do is stop being scared to just fucking take off with Hangman Page. I think they're just scared or they're waiting for whatever reason. Like
I think they're taking the time between him and Omega. I think they're letting those guys have the beginning of their story as the tag team, separate and come back for that belt. That's my take on that. Is some real long-term storytelling.
I don't see where he would fit on NXT. Granted, I have one condition. This is the only scenario where I can see it working. You pair him up with Malcolm Bivens, and you just let it run from there. If that happens, I'll absolutely watch that 110%. Because I don't know who the hell Tyler Rust is, so get rid of him and say, okay, Hangman Page is on NXT now. You pair him up with Malcolm Bivens. You let him do all the talking. Everything is fine because it's not like Hangman is trash in the ring. So I mean.
Do you think NXT would allow Hangman to be a sympathetic alcoholic that's beloved by a community theater cult?
No.
Nah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't cut it. He would have to be like reformed or something like that. I think they've been kind of shying away from that, because they're all about, getting away from those types of, aspects, and they're TVPG, so I mean they'd have to put a lid on it. But yeah, I don't think that was fly at all.
Now, if Hangman Page had got a DUI or something, they would definitely make it part of the storyline for sure.
Then it's appropriate,
Yeah.
UWO, Becky Lynch is still one of the most over superstars in WWE.
That's not. I told him in the chat. That's not unpopular.
That's what
it's really not.
Yeah, that's true, and I can't wait until she comes back. Our condolences to Becky Lynch too. Her father passed away as well.
Right.
There was some tasteless stuff when that shit.
She needs to come back and start smacking. She needs to come back and start smacking the shit out of Seth because of these suits he be wearing. They're just outrageous.
Yo, do not disrespect the suits, man. I wish I had the balls to rock
he had
suits
the
like
all
that.
black leather, bro.
And the all white, bro. Them motherfuckers is fire. I don't know what y'all.
You know that dude lost 7 pounds in the ring wearing that all black leather suit. He just sweat off. That dude lost.
And all he did was cut a promo. Like all he did was do a promo. It was all
he
leather.
Needed that
suit.
swing to peel his ass out of them fucking leather suits.
The white one I was messing with, and the one from the other night I was down. But the leather,
how you wear
I could live without that.
An all leather suit in Florida, bro.
And a leather tie too. The tie was leather, man. It was fantastic. Isaiah trying to redeem his Bella's tweet says AJ Lee did more for the division than the Bellas.
I told you he out there dropping ass opinions, bro. No, she did not.
Not really.
Okay, so what exactly did she do before the turn of 2014? Because up until that point, she was Daniel Bryan's little side chick, crazy ass girlfriend. So that wasn't doing anything more for the Divas division. You know what I'm saying? When she became Divas champion, then we have a different conversation. But that only lasted for a few months towards, the end of going into 2014. And then she lost the page, and then before you know it, she was gone. So she did a couple months worth of work for the Divas division. I'm sorry, that's not cutting it.
Nah, ass.
I hear you.
You ever seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Dude, I keep putting it off, but I want to watch that.
Bro,
no spoilers.
That movie is amazing.
No spoilers, but I think Al Pacino is the greatest actor of all time. Al Pacino is in this movie. He was advertised as being in the movie. He's in that damn movie that's almost 3 hours long for 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's it.
That's AJ Lee in the Divas
Shit,
Revolution.
there.
Right.
I see how you roped it around. That was good, man. I like that.
Honestly, it's true though, because like you see him in like the first 5-6 minutes, and then like towards the end of the movie, you see him again for like another 2 minutes. But
She's a great who is a part of the story, but she didn't have that much of an impact on the story.
Yeah.
Right.
And I do circle back, as much as I hate to admit it, when you say who brought in more wrestling fans, the Bellas really did bring the people in. The fans that were already there loved AJ Lee and still do, but who brought new eyes to the product? Yeah, I guess you got to give that to the Bellas, man.
Yeah.
They brought in a very toxic bunch of fans, but they brought in fans.
They brought in fans nonetheless. You can't tell them they're not fans, you know.
Right.
Even though
they are fans.
Shit, like assholes.
They're not great fans. They kind of stick to like a good handful of a few women, and that's it. They don't really like the product that much, but they'll watch for the women alone. Like they'll watch the entire show just to see the women.
AJ brought in the fans that wore those. AJ brought in the fans that wore those multicolored ring wrist bracelets in middle school. That's what she brought in. That was it.
All right, you guys. I think that we're going to call it a night. Thank you guys from Young Kings Wrestling for joining us. RN, of course, my brother. It's always a pleasure to work with you guys.
I want to ask Kyle, what type of camera do you got, man? Because that's like crystal clear.
I'm just using a Logitech webcam. Like, that's it, man. I mess with the settings every time I turn it on. If you want, I'll give you a seminar. But it doesn't start out looking this good. I have to mess with it every time I turn it on. But yeah, thank you guys again for joining me, man. It's honestly a pleasure. Like, I did this show not knowing who it would gravitate to, and I'm like super appreciative that you guys enjoy being on it and other people do as well. So you guys are fantastic.
Thanks to internet. Thank you for the internet as well for demanding we be on here.
Yeah.
They wanted to see us on here.
Thank you to the bullying campaign that we put on for about.
For real, though.
Yeah, no, that was true, man.
Was like...
I mean, I'm just trying to keep it up so I don't piss off a lot of the people that force me to have you guys.
Hashtag bully Kyle.
I was scared. Yeah. I was scared to reach out to anybody just to see if they'd run back to you. Be like, hey, you guys, Kyle invited me on the show to invite you guys.
Yeah. Oh man, this was like the Daniel Bryan moment. I was like, yo, this is serious right now.
Y'all shut my stuff down.
I would keep looking. I'm like, okay, like I know we said it a few times, but like, yo, y'all are going hard right now.
Oh man. Make sure you listen. If you ever miss a live stream, find us on YouTube at youtube.com/SmackedRawPodcast. And then I'm going to go ahead and let you guys plug your stuff one more time before we call it a night.
All right, guys.
Yeah. At Riq Havoc 24, Twitter, Instagram. Also at The Havoc Hour on Instagram, YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. Check it out.
You want to follow my personal? I don't post anything on really much anything personal. I got a Twitter, but I talk a lot of shit on my Twitter, so I don't tell people to follow that one. But if you want to follow my more diplomatic Twitter, it's at TC Fontaine. If you want to follow me on Instagram, at tc.fontaine. Personally, I got some stuff coming up. If you don't know, I am the thespian. I act. So it's a few projects that'll be coming up at some point, maybe this year, maybe next year. I don't know. I'm not on that end of things, so I can't really promise you anything. But look out for it. As well as Young Kings Wrestling. We usually release episodes every week. We got another bracket coming up. If you're a fan of our show, we got a bracket coming up soon. I don't think I want to tell y'all what it is yet, so I won't. So you'll probably find out when the episode comes out, honestly.
Let me get in on that.
Hey, you'll probably be on. Yeah, you might be on deck for it. Honestly, to be real with you. So we got that new bracket coming up, maybe this week. So we just gotta get the logistics worked out. But be on the lookout for that. If you listen to our brackets in the past, they are fun. So I have much fun doing them. So you can check all our episodes out at ykwrestling.com. Links to whatever you want to listen to the episode on will be there. We're on Spotify, we're on YouTube. on Anchor, we on Google, we
You like
on
to clap, man. You on everything.
Podbean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell Podbean is, I know we're on it.
Hell yeah.
Stitcher, we're on that.
Watch Promo Madness. You'll find out why I continue to get shit from this man week in and week out about Steiner math.
While the show's still live, it just right now, Kyle RN, where would you rank Steiner math all-time promos? Just off the muscle, just where would you put it at?
For me, be third. It'd be just behind the Ric Flair woo off. Ric Flair and God damn it, why is his name Jay Lethal. That'd be second for me, and then first is William Regal standing up to Triple H, who beat up Eugene. If you haven't seen it,
violent venom that's in my veins.
Yes, that's the one, man. That is my favorite promo of all time, man.
I don't know. I got caught off guard on this one. I don't know. I got nothing. I don't know.
But you recognize it's a great promo though, right?
Right.
So to not consider it at all, it would be kind of egregious.
Is memorable equal to great though?
Yes.
Whatever it is great, because I'm gonna tell you why it's great. Can you name any other wrestling promo that has been quoted by a fast food restaurant on Twitter?
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
And thank you. That's alone. Like for when